G'day guys, alright, so we are in a Retreat Fraser 21-foot couples van. This van, we've just done a huge off-grid upgrade. It has a 3000W inverter, 620 amp hour battery and 1700 watts of solar on the roof. So to tell the story about this particular van, these guys actually started talking to us, I would say probably 18 months ago, at which point they were in the process of ordering a brand new van. When they were discussing this van with us, there's obviously all the options that you can take from the manufacturer, and if you've watched our videos often enough, you'll know that our recommendation is, if you're going to get an off-grid upgrade done by us, is to take the very bare basic package that the manufacturer offers, because it gives us more of a blank canvas to work with for starters, and then we don't need to go ripping out or rewiring or, you know, fixing up some of the less than ideal electrical installations that you might find in caravan manufacturers' work. So this one, that's what they did. They went about ordering their Fraser with nothing except for a BM Pro, 600 watts of solar on the roof, and they actually have a 200 amp hour lithium battery that has come with the van. That was mounted down on the chassis. So when we started pulling this van apart and having a look at what we could potentially do with it, the intention was that we were going to give them about 1200 watts of solar, a 620 amp hour battery and a 3000W inverter, because that's kind of the conversation that we were having around, you know, what they'd like to do. These guys have not had a caravan in the past, so this is actually their first van. Their kids have got to an age now where they're not necessarily going to come along with them anymore, so they've bought this couples van. So I guess the conversation around what we could do was, you know, like, okay, you want to run your air conditioner for extended periods of time. It's a 21-foot caravan. Generally with 21 feet caravan, we can get, you know, 1200 watts, maybe a little bit more sometimes on the roof, depending upon what they want to do. They then threw out the build of their van. They had a couple of extras added in. They had a caravan installed by the manufacturer, but that was already in one of the roof hatches at the rear, so it wasn't really going to take up too much extra space on the roof, so that was quite good. The other thing that they did was talk to the caravan manufacturer about removing the TV antenna, which the caravan manufacturer wasn't actually prepared to do, so we've done that on this van. We've taken the TV antenna off. So once I started getting into the build, I got up on the roof and I had a bit of a look, and they ordered this van without a roof hatch at the front as well, so that's left quite a substantial amount of space at the front side of the van. So what we've been able to do is get 600 watts either side of the air conditioner, and then another 500 watts in the middle, so 250 at the back and 250 at the front. So all in all, we've got 3 strings, one 600 watt either side of the air conditioner and 500 watts through the middle, 1700 watts in total. So what that does is that's a crazy amount of solar for this size van. And what that actually does is, in the middle of winter, when the sun's shining, we're getting 1200 watts already coming down to recharge the battery, and that's in the middle of winter. So when this thing goes, as the sun gets higher in the sky and we start working our way in towards spring and summertime, this thing's going to absolutely pump. So they're going to be able to run their air conditioner almost full time, which is pretty crazy when you think about it from a caravan perspective. So the other things of note about this particular van as well is that it's a composite panel roof, so they are a lot stronger than, say, a timber frame caravan with cladding. So what that means is we can actually comfortably structurally fit that amount of weight on the roof and not really be too affected by, you know, roof loading and all that sort of stuff, because it is strong up there. you can actually walk on the roof of this thing. I don't recommend that though, because it is quite high. This van's built with no wheel arches, so it actually sits very, very tall in the air. So on top of that, they've already got an induction cooker built into the van, so that's obviously something that they want to be able to run, because they don't have a lot of gas on this van. So that was an option they took at the beginning when they built the van. So we've built everything down here underneath the seat. This is a sort of like a club lounge, middle mounted club lounge over the wheels. So it's a bit hard to tell in this van, but because it's got no wheel arches, this is actually over the wheel arches. The wheels are literally directly below this spot. So what we've done is we've managed to get all of the gear condensed into sort of this back third, I suppose you would say, and we fit the 620, the 3000W inverter, 3 solar regulators. We fit the DC-DC charger, all the Cymarine monitoring, the solar isolation, fusing and everything that we need into this little space. Nice and neat, so that it's able to be monitored and managed and worked on in future if they need to work on it. What we've also done is we've made the BM Pro in the overhead cupboard redundant from a battery monitoring charging perspective, so it doesn't do anything other than distribution now, so they can turn their pump on and off, they can monitor their tanks from up here. We didn't see that it was cost effective to remove that from this space and replace that, so we've retained it from the perspective of first of all cost effectiveness and usability. It's fine for doing pumping and tanking and all those sorts of things, so it does that totally fine. But what we've actually done is up here we've installed the inverter controller and the Cymarine system. Now this van actually did have solar isolation up here in the overhead cupboard already mounted, which we've taken away and repurposed this space. So did some cabinet work up here and repurposed the space to be able to manage our controls. The solar isolation is now done down here under the seat and on top of the roof. All in all, this gives them some really nice functionality through Cymarine, inverter controller. They don't necessarily need to do too much else to this van now. This is really well kitted out now. They do have the ability to plug a portable panel in, which I really can't see them ever needing because of the amount of solar that's on the roof, but they do have that option should they want to do that as well. And also DC-DC charger so that they can charge from the vehicle whilst traveling, as well as charging from solar. So in the middle of winter when we've been doing some testing, we're getting approximately 90 amps of recharging, which equates to about 1200 watts from sun in the middle of winter. So I would expect that to be improved probably by maybe 25% through spring and into summer. So I'm expecting them to get somewhere around 110 amps at 12 volt of recharge, which works out to be sort of between 1400 and 1600 watts of solar coming in, which is, it's just an awesome amount of solar coming into this van. So all in all, that's been a massive build. We've got the outcome that the customer wanted from the perspective of being able to be completely free from needing to plug into places like caravan parks and those sorts of things. So they shouldn't ever need to do that. Can do if they want to. Obviously, they've got an inverter charger down here that can work when they're plugged in, so that's no problems. But all their appliances they want to be able to run, coffee machines, induction cookers, air conditioners, all running no problems whatsoever. All right, that's about it for this one, guys. So we will wrap it up there and we'll see you next time.